In case you missed it, my last video was ranking all the Kingdom Hearts games based on story, and now I'm doing it based on gameplay, and I'm going to throw together a list taking both into account that I'll show at the end of this video. If you want to know why I'm doing it like this, I explained it all in the last video, so you should go watch that one first. Okay, let's get started.
Hi everybody, it's me, Editor Crab, or Crab for short, or Crab who is actually a lobster, for long. Anyways, I decided that I'm going to take Corn Popo's place as star of the show this video. Don't tell him or anything though. He would probably get mad if someone stole his spotlight.
Is that a running camera? Hello everyone, it's me, everyone's favorite superstar, Fuzzy the stand-up comedian. Oh hey Crab, what are you doing here?
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's not good.
Yeah, Union Cross wasn't great as an actual video game. I still had a decently fun time with it for the relatively short amount of time that I played it after Dark Road's initial release, but I stopped trying to make progress in the story after it got too difficult. Yeah, by the time I started playing, they made it super easy to get medals that would let you kill anything in most of the main story missions in one hit, or at least in one turn, and I actually liked it best when it was that mindless, which, you might notice is a bit of a theme throughout this video. I tried a few of the multiplayer things too, but that wasn't as fun as making actual noticeable progress through a story that I already knew I liked, you know? But yeah, then I got to a certain point in Game Central Station, and that progress basically came to a halt, so I stopped playing. And now the game is dead.
Dark road, take me home to the place where I belong.
Wow, I actually have 2 D tiers this time, thanks mobile games. Yeah, it's Dark Road. This game apparently had mechanics, but I don't even know them because I literally only ever did auto battles. So I technically never really even played the game, but weirdly I still kind of enjoyed my time with it. I don't know, it was just fun to have it open on my other monitor while I watched YouTube or worked on videos and stuff, or to just leave it going while I go to work and come back to a whole bunch of BP. Because, oh yeah, I totally downloaded BlueStacks and grinded on my computer to play both of these games. Trying to play either of them on my phone, especially Dark Road, just sounds like a huge inconvenience. But doing it this way, I at least enjoyed it enough to 100% the card and enemy pages and level Xehanort to max level. It's a time I look back on fondly, but I'm still glad it's over.
I'm trying to record my part for Phil's next video.
And you were gonna do it without me? You key!
How many times do I have to tell you people I'm a me?
Except that's not possible because I'm the only me.
What? No, you're a key.
You're more key-ish than I could ever be.
Well, you're Keanu, which is more than key-ish.
Well, you're... I forgot.
I'm sorry, Chain of Memories fans, I just can't. This game is just not for me. It does not work with my brain. I've played through the game twice on beginner both times, and I honestly can't imagine trying it on a harder difficulty and having fun with it. Sure, most of the normal mob fights aren't that hard if you've set up your deck well, but that's the thing. I don't like setting up my deck. Having to do it a few times would be okay, but you basically have to change it every single time you get a new slate, and it's just so boring to me. For that reason, I do enjoy playing through Reverse Rebirth more, but even that is still kinda meh. Back to the difficulty though, some of the bosses can just feel really dumb. Especially when you've set up your deck specifically for using slates, but then suddenly you've reloaded 3 times and you find yourself down to like 3 cards in your deck, forcing you to finish off the boss with chip damage. And that first Marluxia fight, I don't know what it is, but something about that fight is just so hard for me. Even with Lethal Frame, which cheeses pretty much every other boss that you come across after unlocking it, both of my playthroughs, I just died to him so many times. Even the mob fights in that final floor feel annoyingly hard. I usually try to avoid them, which I don't do on any other floor. You could call it a skill issue, to which I say, yes. I like easy games, and Chain of Memories is not one.
Computer over? Virus equals very yes!
I had always heard that Recoded was actually a really fun game with the best use of the command deck system, but I don't know, I just found it kinda boring. Relative to the other games, I mean, it was still a decently fun time. It had a lot of interesting ideas which were executed decent enough, but still felt a little half-baked. The stat matrix was pretty cool, though that actually leads me to a problem I have with all 3 Command Deck games. You basically have to look up a guide in order to most efficiently get the abilities you want, like Once More and Second Chance. I'm glad those guides are there and they help me have a more fun time with the game, but I still think they shouldn't feel necessary, you know? And with the story being the way that it is, I just don't see myself having any reason to come back to this game.
There's only one way to settle this once and for all. Blackmail!
Wait, what?
You have to admit that I'm a me, or else I'll tell Bina that you like her.
Fuzzy, that was like 10 years ago.
Oh, right. I'll tell Cornyai that you used to like Bina.
I don't think he would care.
Well then, I'll tell Binana that you like her.
Fuzzy, that was like 10 years minus a week ago.
Let's eat some ice cream. We are best friends.
Maybe I'm just gaslighting myself into thinking I like the gameplay of 358 Days Over 2 better than Recoded because the story is so much better, or because actually playing the game is one of the only ways to see certain cutscenes, or because playing as Roxas is much more novel than playing as Sora, but I do think I would be more willing to play Days again over Recoded. In fact, I've played through the game 3 times. Like Chain of Memories, I did it on beginner every time, but unlike Chain of Memories, I think I would actually have fun playing it on higher difficulties. Except for Leechgrave and, from what I've heard, Ruler of the Skies. Other than that, it would probably be fun. As for specifics, I don't know, the panel system is whatever. It can take a long time to rearrange like the deck in Chain of Memories, but doesn't feel nearly as intrusive. It's fine. I think I do enjoy the mission structure though. Most of the time they're just fun little distractions. Or maybe that's just me liking how that plays into the story again, who knows.
Have you ever had a dream that you...
Dream Drop Distance was kind of a hard one for me to rank, because first of all, the movement and general combat is really fun for my monkey brain. But the thing I don't really like is the Dream Eaters. Not their use in combat, that's fine, and I don't hate all of the pet simulator stuff either, even if I don't use it that often, but it's the way that they're tied to unlocking passive abilities that annoys me. Again, like I said with Recoded, you basically have to look up which Dream Eaters you want to make in order to get the best abilities. And then on top of that, for the more rare ones, you probably will also have to look up how to get the ingredients you need to make them. Oh yeah, and the dropping mechanic is weird, blah blah blah, you've probably heard it all before. It didn't end up bothering me that much, but I'll still admit it's strange. So yeah, really fun combat, but just has a few things that keep me from being super excited to pick it up again.
Okay, how about... I tell Corn Popo that you're trying to take his spot in Phil's video.
Hey now.
Aha! Call me a me, or I'll go tell Corn Popo right now.
Huh? What's that? I heard my name.
Crab is trying to take your spot in Phil's video.
Wait. What video is this for?
Kingdom Hearts gameplay ranking?
Oh, I've never actually played any of them.
Oh, me neither. I was just gonna say awesome funny stuff about how amazing my black eyes are the whole time.
Oh, well, have fun.
Ha! Now you have to say that I'm a me. Wait, that's not how blackmail works, is it?
No, it's not.
Dang it!
And starting off the A tier, which is games that I really enjoy, but just has one or two things holding it back, we have... I am so sorry, but KH2 is at number 6 again. I know, how dare I? Like I said, I really enjoyed this game. It's a fun game. In fact, this is where we get to the games that I have enough fun with the basic combat of that I actually like to challenge myself in them. I have actually beaten all the data fights and Lingering Will on Critical and platinumed the game. But since KH2 good is a very commonly held opinion, I feel the need to elaborate more on why it's this low than why it's this high. Annoying thing number 1. Those super bosses that I mentioned, yeah, there's no way I would have beat them without looking up strats. All the random HP gates and revenge values and stuff, I never would have noticed the patterns to those without looking them up. and a lot of them just felt way too gimmicky to me, like the best strats always involved doing a specific thing instead of just getting good at dodging, blocking, and attacking during their openings. Again, probably a skill issue, but it just makes me enjoy a certain other game's set of super bosses a lot more. Annoying thing number 2, the way bosses don't die until you hit them with a finisher. Why? It's so dumb and unnecessarily stressful, I just don't get it. Annoying thing number 3, tying unlocking movement abilities to leveling drive forms, especially dodge roll. If you still wanted to tie leveling these abilities to leveling drive forms, that's fine. But unlocking them, especially freaking dodge roll, makes no sense to me. Anyway, it's still a good game and I like playing it, don't hate me. Do it. Monkey Brain carries this one hard. Birth by Sleep, the last command deck game on this list, still has the problem where you have to look up how to get certain abilities, but it still feels a lot easier to me than the other games, probably because you can actually get some of these relatively really early on. Or maybe it just feels like that because each campaign is so short. But what really makes this game fun for me is the command styles. Look, I just think it's really fun to walk into a battle, throw out the command you've purposely put at the top of your deck, hit a few combos, and suddenly have your moveset transform into something more powerful. I know a lot of people say that some of the 3 characters are more fun to play than others, but with my playstyle of using these command styles so much, I don't really even notice that much of a difference, giving me no reason to rank each of them separately. Ventus Terra Aqua. Yes, I stole that joke from Wambu because he's funnier than me. Anyway, BBS fun, command style go brr.
I'm about to sing a song.
Melody of Memory was probably the hardest one on this list to rank for me because I really love the gameplay, but I also hardly have any reason to go back to the game anymore. I enjoy rhythm games, and I think pretty much everyone would agree that this is a pretty good one. But I'm also not the kind of person to grind these games and try to get really good high scores, especially once I feel like I hit a bit of a skill ceiling. So after a while, I just kind of got bored of playing the same songs over and over again. I even tried speedrunning the game a few times, but that got old pretty quick too. I really like this game, and I'm so glad that it exists. I just really wish we got more content for it post-launch. Also, why did this game use the old PS2 versions of KH1 and 2 songs? Like, most of them you can hardly tell, but some of them are just worse. Right? Or is that just me who never played the PS2 versions of the games? Maybe that's just me.
My turn. Okay. How about whoever has the blackest eyes is the me?
That's not even blackmail!
No, it's just the truth.
Crab, we both have black eyes!
Gasp! Only a key could think anyone has eyes even close to as black as mine.
I'm a me!
No, you're a key.
No, you're a key!
Key-ish.
Keanu!
Grab it. Just grab it. Grab it.
You might remember that I put KH1 pretty low on my story ranking, but something about actually playing the game is just so cozy. And I don't even have nostalgia for it or anything. I can't even put my finger on why I enjoy playing this game so much. All I can really say is that most of the complaints people normally have about it just don't bother me that much. The combat feels great to me. I've never had that much trouble getting lost since I watched a playthrough before playing the game myself. And the platforming can be a little wonky at times, but it's still mostly not that intrusive. Though not being able to open chests while in combat does bug me. But I don't know, I just like it. Probably makes for the most surprising S tier in any of these ranking videos so far.
For 10 years, I wandered through the dark.
I bet you all know what number 1 is by now, so it's probably not that much of a surprise that 0.2 is also this high. I don't know, I just really like the way it feels. Sure, it's super short, but that also means that it never even comes close to overstaying its welcome. I haven't tried critical mode or the super boss yet, so maybe those could slightly change my opinion about it when I finally get around to it. Who knows?
And coming in at number 1, it's...
Like I basically just said, I just love how KH3 feels. Keyblade form changes are my favorite game-specific mechanic in the series. I love the air step ability. I love the way you gravitate towards enemies when you attack. I love how high up you can get. I loved this game even before Remind, and I love it even more now. The data fights are a lot more fun than KH2's in my opinion, and Yozora is my favorite boss fight in the series. I still haven't got around to beating most of them on critical mode or platinuming the game like I did with KH1 and 2, but I definitely will eventually. Maybe once I'm done with the Kingdom Hearts movie theater. Once again, if you don't know what that is, there's a link to the explanation video in the description. The The one single tiny thing that annoys me about this game is that you can only turn off attraction flow on critical mode, which is the only time that I would actually want to use it. But that's a minor nitpick and doesn't affect my enjoyment of the game that much. Since I don't have much else to say about the main game, I'll quickly mention the other playable characters. They're all pretty fun, and I'm glad we got to play as them, if only for 1 or 2 boss fights. And this time I think they actually do warrant a mini ranking, so I'd say Riku, Aqua, Roxas, Kairi, and then Sora is still the most fun with all his combo modifiers and form changes and stuff. That's probably a pretty typical ranking from what I've heard, but I guess there's a reason for that. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 is my favorite game in the series and one of my favorite games of all time.
Well, Crab, I think we may be at a draw.
Yep. That's how keying usually works.
I'm gonna call Nogi Wolf.
Good. Whew. Now I gotta actually record this video.
You kidding me, Crab? That was gold.
What was?
All that. You know, turn on a camera and wait for random nonsense to ensue. Just like my old show.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it would be pretty funny if I just put that completely unrelated stuff in the video with absolutely no context. Great idea, Fuzzy.
King of accidental comedy still got it.
There's just one thing missing.
What's that?
Black eyes.
Of course.
Alright, that was my ranking of every single Kingdom Hearts game based on gameplay. As promised, here's a quick ranking of all the games when looking at them as a whole. Keeping in mind that I tend to value story above gameplay, we have Recoded at the bottom, then Chain of Memories, mostly for its gameplay and lack of environmental variety, then Dream Drop Distance, mainly because the rest of the games are just better enough in either story or gameplay to be above it, then Dark Road, then Union Cross, and even with back cover story thrown in there, it's still this low for the gameplay, then 0.2, then Days, then Melody of Memory, then KH1, then Birth by Sleep, then KH2, which ended up this high basically because everything above it on either of my 2 lists was brought down due to it being lower on the other list, and then of course KH3 at number 1. Some of those could probably get shuffled around a bit if I replayed the games, but that's what I'm sticking with for now. And that's all I've got for this video. I'm planning on doing a bunch of rankings related to Undertale next, really excited for that, unless the next episode of Murder Drones drops before I get to that, in which case you might be getting another lore video next. But in the meantime, please check out my massive side project, the Kingdom Hearts Movie Theater, and all of the other links in the description as well. And with that, I will see you in my next video, or whichever video of mine you choose to watch next. Bye!
Oh, by the way, have you seen Junior Corn Popo anywhere recently?
No. Have you tried asking actual Corn Popo?
Crab, you do know they're not actually related, right?
Yes, oh.
Why would he know where she is?
Because,
Come on, we have to go look for her.
Okay, fine, 1 second.